Factsverse presents. When scientists scanned below the Antarctic ice, they found a secret that could change our future. Ever since an explorer named James Cook first navigated Antarctica, mankind has been fascinated by the area. The area is about twice the size of Australia, and there's a lot that we just don't know about it. We've used modern technology to map the area, but there's still a lot we just don't know. In 2014, a team of researchers from multiple institutions started using physics and technology to create a new map of Antarctica. It took 5 years, and they've released the startling results. Throughout their research, the team has learned more about the impact that climate change has had on one of the most extreme regions on the planet. As the temperatures on our planet rise, the ice sheet of Antarctica has been melting, and this has put pressure on scientists to gather as much information as possible about the continent. Many people are hoping that this latest development will save us from the terrifying fate that might be ours if we don't control global warming now. Antarctica spans across 5.5 million miles. It's not home to any permanent residents, humans that is. The conditions just don't allow for it. Only a handful of researchers and tourists visit the area every year. The continent is located in the far southern hemisphere surrounding the South Pole. In many areas, there are frozen shelves that stretch down over 6,200 feet. Seals and penguins do live there, but it's too hostile for us. When Cook discovered the region in the 1770s, several attempts were made to uncover the secrets of the frozen continent. It's difficult, though, because the temperature there drops down to 130 degrees below zero Fahrenheit. Since it's hard for humans to spend an extended period of time in the Antarctic, we've been using radar technology to map the terrain that lies beneath the ice. We've also used pulses of microwave radiation to see what's beneath the frozen tundra to get a complete picture. Unfortunately, this technique does have limitations. In the deepest part of the continent, radar technology has not been able to map the terrain accurately. That's because the microwaves bounce off the sides of trenches and valleys and can't reach the bottom. It's made it almost impossible for us to see exactly what lies down there. In December of 2019, advancements were made thanks to researchers in Europe, China, Australia, India, South Korea, and the United States. What they discovered in December of 2019 was published by the University of California, and it contained plenty of fantastic facts about the Antarctic. It was dubbed Bed Machine Antarctica, and the teams set out to build the most accurate map of the terrain that lies beneath the continent ever. To do that, the teams had to get records from 19 different institutions, all dating back to 1967. Over the years, researchers have compiled radar data that spanned almost 1 million miles. The team used that data as their starting point, and that helped them begin making their map of Antarctica. Since there are very large areas that are still, even to this day, uncharted, the team had to use different approaches to fill in the gaps. They used a method known as mass conversion. Now, the principle of mass conversion is a law in physics that says that mass cannot change over time. So that means that in a system where mass and energy can't leave, the mass will always remain the same. Even if chemical reactions take place within the system, the components will still have the same mass. Using their satellites and data, the team have been able to determine how much ice was moving across Antarctica. That gave them the information they need to fill in the gaps left out by the microwaves. Finally, we had the most accurate map of the continent we'd ever had. According to the previous model, the ice sheets of Antarctica melting would speed up the rate at which the glaciers feed into the Ross Sea. The new study, though, has shown that there's a high ridge that runs under the ice. It's believed that this ridge could slow down the rate that the glaciers of the Transantarctic Mountains are melting into the sea. That's good news, because the outlook is not quite as hopeful in another area. There's another glacier on the other side that's the size of the United Kingdom that flows into the Amundsen Sea. It's already one of the fastest-moving shells of ice, and it's traveling over 1 mile a year. Now, according to new data, it could retreat faster in the future. Also, the area has no ridges that could possibly slow it down. And to make matters worse, the glacier is 60 miles long and sheds about 35 billion tons of ice and water every year. According to research, over the last 18 years, 3 trillion tons of ice has disappeared from Antarctica. If the planet's temperature continues to rise, the sea levels across the globe might rise. If we don't make changes now, our planet will have problems that there are no solutions for. When scientists scanned below the Antarctic ice, they found a secret that could change our future. And that change could be devastating. Subscribe for more.